All right, everybody. There we go.
All right. Good evening. Good evening. Happy hump day. It's Wednesday, and we hope everybody's having a good week. Thanks for tuning in for another episode. This is Katie, and I'm Steven. We're King of the Deep.
Hey, everybody. Hope you're having a good week. Oh, all right. We got some people in here already.
Yeah, thanks for commenting, everybody. Let us know you're here. I see we got Joe in. Always good to talk with you, Joe. And see we got some other people tuning in. So y'all speak up, chime up, and let us know where you're coming from. Yeah. Make sure we all get Seth's autograph. He's got the fastest four-wheeler in the world.
What, Michael?
We all know that's. I saw AJ Robertson's name pop up there, so I just want to rub whatever I got to rub to get a little challenge going right there with them boys.
All right, so
I appreciate that, Michael. What's going on? Records tuning in, yeah, man. Hey, I do it all. DJ Chappie, announcing, and everything else. So thanks again for tuning in. Yeah, we've been talking with the guys from the rec yard, but we've got a couple of things that we want to go ahead and go over and get out there. So as usual, I'm just a pretty face and a big mouth. I'm just behind the scenes trying not look stupid. So she's got all the game plan, and tell them what we got.
All right. So first, hey, David, just wanted to kind of, while we're waiting for some people to get in here, let you guys know what we've been up to since we last were on the live. We did have somebody had a birthday, and so we took a little trip for that. But in the meantime, in between, we've been working with kind of securing our sponsors, trying to get everything taken care of with everybody that has joined us again for the season. We do still have some sponsorship opportunities available. So if anybody is interested, we've got King of the Deep Series annual sponsorships, as well as we're still looking for sponsors for the Little Dirty Kids, the drag racing, all those different kinds of things. So even if it's something that you feel like is, might not be in your budget to do a whole or commit to a whole year, but you still want to be a part of something, just reach out, because we've got something for everybody and ways that you can get involved. If you're down in Florida and you're like, well, only here for one event of the year, or down in Alabama, we can still set something up that we represent you and work with you and make it, mutually beneficial relationship. Even if you're, just looking to do a little portion of it. So we got some talking going on in here.
We already got $1 from Joe Touche. I know he's ready to this one.
Hey, I will
look,
take
put
that
the
$1.
comment back up there for me.
Okay. Hold on.
What he had to say. This 100 horsepower will blow the socks off that part. Hey, it's already going. Where's Seth Helton right there? Hey, we got two Titans right there, AJ and Seth, ready to go at it. That's what it's all about. A little trash talking, a little mud flying, and always a good time. Joe Touche, I matched that. Yeah, I tell you what, that's the kind of money that we're going to have a good time with, I promise you. It doesn't take much for us to have a good time. But once again, King of the Deep has annual sponsorships as well as individual event sponsorships available. But, for what we offer our partners and our sponsors, we feel like for the year especially, we are worth every penny. And we definitely want to make everybody represented and everybody proud. So I know, Joe, you need a sponsor for a lot, man. You probably need a sponsor for some therapy too.
Good evening, Jerry. I hope you're doing good. All right. So
Sir Jerry tuning in. How you doing, man?
Let me say thank you real quick to all of the sponsors that we have gotten on board this year. I do want to recognize those that have already committed to coming back with us. And so in no particular order, but saving the biggest for last, I guess, in that way, we can say thank you. A huge shout out to Dirty Stripper Chemicals again. They are our go-to for all of our cleaning products. Sean Faust over there at Specialized ATV, he has been fantastic with us, and he's coming on now for the third year in a row. Off-Road Outlaws, OroFab here in Lexington, North Carolina. That is the shop that does the work for us on Hulk. And so we are thankful for them. Aftermarket Assassins, I know we've got all kinds of their stuff on our machines.
Yeah,
Steve.
tunes, all the clutching and everything on our Big Defender. And I know that they're one of the best in the game right now. And a lot of our racers are using them. So thank you guys.
Yep. And then Peraza Synthetics is our AMSOIL independent dealer. And those are the fluids that we run in our machine. And we've got some other people we're talking to, and it's all in the works. And we are still looking for more. So, and last but not least, I do want to do a super big shout out to our title sponsor, again, coming in strong for 2024, to our friends over there at Super ATV. And we have a little footage to roll.
This is our 2024 title sponsor release video. Roll that beautiful beam footage.
All right, here we go. I think this is the correct one right here. Hi, Mr. Scott.
Hey, Scott, what's going on, man?
So again, thank you to everybody over at Super ATV for all the support they give to us, and huge shout out as well to David Martin with DM Photography for taking care of that and helping us with all of our really everything that he does for us. He makes all kinds of flyers and videos and helps us out a lot.
Yeah, most of the stuff that you see coming out from King of the Deep is from Mr. David Martin with DM Photography. So anybody that is familiar with King of the Deep over the years is familiar with Mr. David Martin. So he keeps us looking good, and we appreciate his effort more than he knows. So thank you, bud.
And real quick, we're kind of in the process of updating our website for 2024. I did want to say, since we were talking about Super ATV and how great and fantastic they are, that if you go to our website, there's a little tab on there for our side-by-side. And as you can see, I'm going to scroll down to show you all the, I mean, we just don't even, when we get a sponsor, it's somebody that we really believe and utilize their products and believe in. And this has a complete parts list of everything. I mean, you can see all that Super ATV stuff we've got on our ride. So anyway, I just wanted to share that real quick because we are all about the Super ATV life over here at King of the Deep. So
I mean, once again, Super ATV's got the best customer service in the business. And I love saying this once again. Is my favorite slogan, but I just can't beat this horse to death enough with the customer service and the warranty that Super ATV offers. Most of my good friends have had custom lifts and everything else, and we have too. And at the end of the day, the reliability and customer service from Super ATVs, bar none, the best in the business.
Brian, we are ready for this season 2. So without further ado, I guess let's get into some of the meat and potatoes of what people wanted to talk about tonight. All right. So I am going to put up let me put up our calendar just so we can tell you guys real quick where we're at next. All right. So this one's over our faces, so the first event that we will be at is not a series event, and I'll have more info. I'll have more info on that here in the coming week or two. But that's going to be at Deep Creek ATV Park. It's our OG snorkel race. And so that is not a bounty hole. It's a race through the pond. And there's going to be a side-by-side class, ATV class. More details on that soon, what the payouts are going to be, all of that situation for Deep Creek. That is March 15th through 17th in it's Linden, but it's basically Fayetteville, North Carolina. Once that is over, we are headed down south to Iron Mountain Park in Georgia for the season opener of the King of the Deep 2024 series, and that is also Sasquatch Day. We talked a little bit about that on the last live, but it's really cool. They've got this man, I'm not sure of his name, but he's actually contracted by the US government to do the research on the Sasquatch stuff. And
Hey, if there's a dude that can help find Sasquatch, not talking about Joe Touche, but the real Sasquatch.
What guy in the green? This guy? Oh, this guy. He wants to know who's this guy in the green supposed to be.
The guy in the green, someone on the picture right here.
Yeah.
Who's asking? Let's see here.
Joe asked.
I'm sorry, we're going to have to disclose that information at a later date. It could be you next year if you work hard enough, Joe.
What do we have to do to get Joe on the series shirt or on the calendar?
We got a lot to talk about, and I know we can sit here and joke about all night long, but we really are excited about what we got. Let me see what we got.
David says, I make those pictures. How much money you got?
Yeah, that's the guy to talk to. So. No, it's not me because his waist is way too small.
And he has hair.
Yeah, and he has hair and probably a lot of other things I don't have.
All right, so
he's got a lot nicer side by side to me.
So as I said, the first series event is going to be March 21st through 24th at Iron Mountain Park in Georgia. If you've never been to that park, it is incredible. It's 4,300 acres of trails, all kinds of riding. They've got cabins, they've got campsites, like hookup sites for your, it is a full restaurant, bar, pro shop, like anything I've not seen before, at a park around here. It is truly like an incredible facility and location, and I can't wait to get there. We're going to be heading down like probably Monday.
I want to find Sasquatch. I'm not running that part of that event, so I'm dead set on finding Sasquatch. Y'all come on and let's run down Sasquatch, see what we can do. I know Jonathan Links is going to be out there with me.
So that's going to be a really cool event. If you haven't seen it, there's the flyer for it. We're going to be doing on Thursday, which is the 21st, there's going to be a VIP exclusive Sasquatch trail ride. And so what that means is that they're going to be, if you're in there in time to do that Thursday night, we're going to be toured and taken on trails that are closed to the general public on a regular riding weekend. So you'll be able to kind of go through some parts of the park that you would not get to experience if you don't get in there on Thursday. So that's that exclusive ride. Then there's going to be a cornhole tournament on Thursday night by the restaurant and the bar. Then on Friday, we're going to do the blindfold fiasco, drag racing, boogie bingo. And then Saturday, we're going to do the Lil Dirty Kids bounty hole. And then also the King of the Deep bounty hole is going to be after that. And that's going to be the opener. Joe said, if you feed me enough, I'll hide in the woods. And
Stan, Franken-Stan, I don't know, man. That's one of those things that we may be. I'm not going to say no. I would love to have been there. I would love to have been there for OPE and seen you again, but we don't know, Stan. That one's up in the air. I'd love to be there, though.
Yeah. All right. And so since we're talking about Iron Mountain, and what a lot of people wanted to know is where we're at on the rules for the drag racing and then also for the Little Dirty Kids. So do you have a preference on which one we start with?
Let's start with the Little Dirty Kids first.
Okay.
Let's get the kids out, because I know there's a lot of people. Hey, man, Dave Applegate, I swear we were talking about you today, man. I was actually had your name in my phone about to hit send, and somebody else called me. So I love what's going on with Dave down there. If you guys haven't already checked out Dave Applegate, he's running the Southeastern Dirt Drag Racing Series. And I said it right because I'm looking at it.
Hope you're doing good, Dave.
Yeah, man.
Little Debbie's best friend. Hey, and hey,
Yeah.
Brooks. All right, so here we go for the Little Dirty Kids. Ready, set, go. Steve.
So once again, you guys, this is very similar to the rules that we used at Busco last year. We felt like that we had some really, really good competition. All the kids that came and participated, and especially the ones that were winners, really deserved it. And we wanted to kind of make that more of a junior class and kind of separate the racers from the King of the Deep racers and the kids racers. So we have implemented this rule: drivers will not be allowed to compete in Little Dirty Kids Bounty Hole and King of the Deep Bounty Hole at the same event. So that means that once again, you're going to have to pick or choose whether you are running with the Little Dirty Kids Bounty Hole or whether you would like to participate in the King of the Deep. And we would like to see that kind of separated. Obviously, we want to have that as a beginner's kind of class. And if you're experienced enough to race with the adults, that's what we'd like to see. You know, we don't have any age restrictions, and I wanted to keep the racers that were able to race with the real King of the Deep in that, and keep them enthusiastic about it, because most of those guys are able to race because they are very competitive. And if they're competitive with us at the King of the Deep, then they're going to be super, super competitive down there with the Little Dirty Kids. And we'd like to see those guys kind of have a chance at winning. So
yeah. And what I would love to see is some of these people, like, I mean, we talk about some of these kids that have been phenomenal, and even some of these that have aged out of even being qualified for Little Dirty Kids, like Gavin Spain, Ethan, you know, he's still technically, you know, not an adult. We've got, I mean, if we had Cash back, Nathan or Peanut, Nathan Parker or Peanut or TT Fulcher. I mean, these kids that are experienced with racing, not just King of the Deep, but other, you know, entities and things like that, they can get on the sidelines and really coach these kids and mentor them.
I always said this last year when we were doing this, is I always wanted people to be able to race up, and if they're good enough to race up, then that's right. But, you know, I also thought about this. If you're good enough to play on the varsity, they're not letting you play on the JV and the varsity. I know that they didn't let us do that. You had to pick one of the choose one of the two. And so I felt like that was the way that we wanted to do it. And that was kind of the reasoning behind it.
Yeah. And it may be, so we are definitely going to, at stop number 1 in the series and stop number 2, we're going to be doing Little Dirty Kids at both of those. That is as far as we've nailed down as far as the outline for the season so far. I think at stop number 3, we'll be doing kids as well. And we'll kind of, as it unfolds, we'll let you know. But if there is an event, a series event, where we do not have the Little Dirty Kids as an option, then the kids can also race in the King of the Deep. So this is only that rule is basically, it doesn't mean that if you've raced in Little Dirty Kids that you can't also race in King of the Deep at a different event. This is just for the events where they're both happening, whether they're both on Saturday or one is on Friday and one is on Saturday. You have to choose. You can't race both at the same event. But if it is, you know, if we threw a Little Dirty Kids at Mud Bash, you know, along with the round track racing, or if we threw a King of the Deep and we didn't have a Little Dirty Kids, you can still do one or the other. Yeah.
Yep. And so once again, we just wanted to give those kids that were truly Little Dirty Kids, beginners, a chance. And if you are experienced enough to race with the big boys, then we felt like they probably are not in the same class or competition, and we want to give them their chance just like everybody else got.
Yeah. And I think pretty much
Thomas. Hey, what's up, buddy?
I think pretty much everything else is, if you look on here, it says full rules at kingofthedeep.com/Little Dirty Kids. If you go here, I've already updated that. Everything is everything's the same as what it was previously. You can scroll through, you can go to the website and look through there. Oh, I need to update 4.1 because it says 13 years of age and under, but the mini mutters class is for 8 and under. It's only going to be a $20 entry fee. I know we did 25 last time. We gave away t-shirts. A lot of the same kids are participating. I don't really know how many t-shirts y'all need, but we're just going to drop it down to 20 for simplicity's sake. It's a lot easier. Don't have to worry about 5s for change. And that's just going to be the entry fee. We are still raising money for those, for the Little Dirty Kids. I've got some commits for money from a couple of different entities. Larry Sable from Sable Weld has committed. Dirty Stripper Chemicals is the Powered By. That's the title sponsor for that, for this competition. So they're throwing in money. Big shout out to Rob and Jen over there. This is all their because of them that we call it the Little Dirty Kids. And then we've got also Brooks. Yes, I was thinking who the other one was. Brooks said they'll donate as well. So they've committed to throwing in some money for all of those as well. So we're still taking that, but you can look on the website. It does have all of the rules. I know one thing we've got is some safety rules that we wanted to make sure we reiterate, right, Steve?
That's right. Once again, everybody, my favorite thing to say. The safety rules and regulations we've tried to make as black and white, as clear as we can. Obviously, those are important. We're not going to deviate from any of our safety rules. So if you're planning on racing with us, please go over these and make sure that you are adhering to all of our rules. These are our safety rules and regulations. You can see those on the screen right now. You can pause it and read them over. I'm not going to read through all of them. But once again, these are very similar to the rules that we started our very first year. We felt like our rules have been the best in the nation. I wrote all of these rules myself with one other guy, Tony Ramos, and we had a little bit of input from some of the guys at XBR and a couple other people. But at the end of the day, we still feel like these rules have been top notch, and we've changed these very, very little. So we wanted to keep it consistent. That was the reason why we tried to do what we did the first year. And once again, we really feel like these rules are easily to understand and the best in the industry. So check them out. If you have any questions, please PM me directly or comment now. We'll be happy to address any rules as soon as possible. We tried to get these out as soon as we could. We've still got about a month and a half before our first series event. So do not hesitate to reach out and let me know if you have any questions.
I think that the biggest difference between the kids and the adults is that we do require a full face helmet for these kids. And also we ask that they have like full ankle support on their shoes. So we don't want kids racing in flip flops or barefoot or anything like that. Another thing was we'd allow passengers in the King of the Deep last year. I don't think we're allowing them this year. But the kids cannot have a passenger in a side-by-side. So
the tether kill cords are recommended.
Yep. And then let's see what else. Okay, so that's about it for the kids. You can go check all that out on the website. We're going to get, we are going to get our driver profiles. It's up there on the website. Just start filling those out. And I'm going to try to be getting those out here, but I would like to do that for the kids too. I need to make sure everything works with it like it's supposed to this year. I want to add a box in there to say it there for Little Dirty Kids. But I think if you're comfortable with that, obviously we won't do that without your permission. But if your kids want to submit a profile and you want to put that up there, I'm pretty sure that they would think that is like the coolest thing.
I'd love the kids to get their profile submitted, and that's on our website, www.kingofthedeep.com. And that has all of our information, but you'll see the tab for driver's registration. If you guys can go on up there and get registered for 2024, we're going to start releasing those here in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah. I want to know what Rob said. We're working on something special for the kids that race. I can't wait.
Hey, man, big shout out to Dirty Stripper Chemicals, Mr. Rob and Jen Tingman. They have been a huge supporter of us, and we are excited for them to come back another year. Thanks, man. I just saw that. I was over here loving up on you too. I appreciate it, buddy.
Just call each other after and have
you're
one of your little
Well, we just got off vacation for a week with one another, and I kind of miss him already.
Oh God. Well, you can go see him if you want to. All right. So next up, let's talk about the drag racing real quick. I will put that up here, and same thing. Full rules are also on the website for the drag racing. Here we go for the classes. Take it away.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the King of the Deep drag racing classes and rules are as follows. We've got an ATV two-wheel drive class. So that means that it's going to be your sport bikes, your 400EXs, your Raptors, your Banshees, your Blasters. All of the two-wheel drive, probably chain-driven, most of those classes. That is a two-wheel drive sport bike class. That's going to be a production-style ATV of any make and model and displacement. That means if it's a 1000 motor from a side-by-side, you cannot run. It's got to be the motor and the model engine that it's made for with the transmission and differential. If that's a two-wheel drive, if it's got anything other than a chain, it's got to have the production style in it. So the four-wheel drive class is an ATV that is, once again, a production style. We don't have any turbo ATVs or anything that's got supercharged a class that's planning on running that I'm aware of. And if we do have anybody that wants to come and race, we will be happy to add a ATV open class. But the ATV four-wheel drive class, once again, you can see that's a production style ATV. It's got to have the engine, the transmission, and differentials that are all from an ATV four-wheel drive. Once again, the ATVs and the side-by-sides will go through a tech inspection to make sure everybody meets those requirements.
Oh, you need me to go back now? Okay, sorry.
We'll move on to the UTV naturally aspirated class. That's pretty simple. UTV naturally aspirated. Let's see here. Yeah, turbo can run. Yeah, I mean, your turbo is going to be in the 4x4 ATV class, I'm pretty sure, right? So turbo can run in the UTV open class and the ATV four-wheel drive class, because I'm pretty sure it's got 4-wheel drive on it. 4-wheel drive spray, 4-wheel drive nitrous, 4-wheel drive, anything can run in the ATV 4-wheel drive class. There really is a broad ATV class. So yes, Mr. Kenny Wayne Miller, ATVs 4-wheel drive can spray.
Look, John's like, you gotta start breaking me off some more dough there. We're giving him more work to do.
Hey man, I'm gonna get Ryan to come do tech inspections. He's gonna be out there telling everybody how to build their bikes.
Ryan acts like he gets like commission off of every person he can like point out with something that's not right.
Yeah, he's our part specialist, Mr. Ryan Thomas is.
I was just queuing this up real
going.
quick. I'm sorry. Here, I'll go back. Okay.
All right, so she's trying to do a couple things. So I'm sorry to be scatterbrained sounding. The UTV open class, as it says, basically the way I'm thinking about this is, guys, is the UTV naturally aspirated class is going to be anything that's a non-turbo. If you've got a turbo, then that turbo is going to be ran in the UTV open class. As you can see, anything production style UTV, that's got to be a UTV motor. It's got to be a UTV transmission and differentials. So once again, anything that has a turbo can run in a ATV 4-wheel drive class or the UTV open class if you have turbos or nitrous or superchargers or whatever you got.
All right, Dave's got a question.
Heads up or bracket? You got it, Dave. Good question. And you're the man that's got good questions. It's going to be bracket racing. And right now we've got single elimination. So that means loser does not advance. If we would like to get a loser's bracket or somebody would like to discuss that, we're really just doing this for entertainment value. We're going to keep the buy-ins cheap. And we'd love to work with Dave and some of the other guys that could really help us with this, and we'll talk some more, Dave.
All right, so we've got here safety rules.
Are those on the screen for them too?
Correct, and this is all on the website as well.
So our safety rules and regulations, we try to keep it simple, stupid. Only one person per machine during their run. That's really simple. Doesn't matter if you're on an ATV or side-by-side. There are no passengers, no matter what the manufacturer's seating or anything is in the vehicle. It could be a 4-seater or a 1-seater RS1. It's only one person. That's the driver. Machines may be entered by multiple racers. That means that if you and your buddy want to race the same machine, once it comes up to you having to race him or your heads up, then you're going to have to decide who advances because you obviously won't be able to advance with the same one. Once again, helmets are always going to be required in anything that we do, anywhere we go. Yeah, awesome, Dave. We'd love to get you to come and help us with it. Mm-hmm. We'd love to get your series there with us. We'll talk about that, but our safety requirements are pretty straightforward. This is for y'all safety. This is not for us to hassle y'all, but please get your eye protection, goggles, safety glasses. Make sure that you have your own fire extinguishers on your side-by-sides. We will have fire extinguishers. Yep. And anything else for safety on site ready to go. We will have our own staff out there in the case that someone flips over or there's any fire or anything like that. So, our level of safety this year, we're going to really step it up and make sure that we are doing the very best we can to protect everybody there and all the spectators. So, as always, drivers must be present during the drivers meeting when we draw numbers or we get that bracket lineup.
And lastly, all the rules are final. All of our calls and judgments are final. If we want to change any of the rules, we will. We don't really do that unless there's a reason. You can race up, but you can't race down.
Yeah.
And then, as he already said, this is a bracket style single elimination. There's no buyback unless it's something that we all discuss and decide to do at the driver's meeting, and that decision will be made at that point.
What we mean by you can race up, but you can't race down is if there's a 2-wheel drive that wins the sport class and he wants to participate in the 4-wheel drive class because that technically is a disadvantage, then we will let that person run up in the 4-wheel drive class. If we have a person that runs in the naturally aspirated UTV classes and they would like to run with the turbo class, then we will let them sign up and do that. It's just we're not going to let those turbos and those 4-wheel drives run in the sport class and the naturally aspirated classes.
Yeah. And we've had people you know, I don't know, we've had dirt bikes come up and want to race and stuff like that. So I mean, if that happened,
this is to bring and enhance our event, and to bring some of those guys like Dave Applegate and some of the other drag racing racers in. So yeah, man, you can always use anything I got. Yeah, you need to. We're gonna go ahead and hook that up into your nitrous tank. Go ahead and run it right through there with it. But once again, this is the main focus for us, is just to enhance the event, to have a good time, for our racers to come and compete with each other and enjoy having something to do. So this is going to be an unbelievable, action-packed weekend. We have done our absolute best to kick this off for 2024 in such a big way. Big shout out to Craig and Hunter down at Iron Mountain for just being great partners to work with. We've really just started promoting this event, so look for lots of updates, and we're going to try to make sure everybody knows what exactly is going on. And that is everything for the Little Dirty Kids and the drag racing rules. So we've covered those bases.
Yep. So, and as I said, if you go back to the website, you know, it's, excuse me, it's updated. We've got information on the opener. If you go up to the menu, you'll be able to find, you know, like I said earlier, our calendar is up here, and it has links to all of the different events and where they're located. So if you ever can't find it, sometimes on Facebook it gets lost. Everything, just go to the website. Everything's there. We've got the Little Dirty Kids info, the bounty hole stuff, the driver registration, driver profiles, which hopefully we'll start filling those in here soon. Little Dirty Kids, drag racing, and then even our shop. Now we are going to be getting some new merch orders in, and we want to do some new stuff. So if you guys have any ideas or anything you specifically are requesting, or you know, want to see us with this year,
Rob wants to see
let me know.
Some pink spandex mandex is what he said. He took it on the cruise with him.
Anyway, we've got all of our merch and stuff up here too. I know I've had a couple people ask, hey, how do we order something? So that's all up here on the website as well. But we'll be updating that in the coming weeks. And we are John, you already got your one hat for the 2001st century. No more for you. What day is the drags? Drags are going to be Friday night at Iron Mountain, like Friday evening-ish.
Do we have that up? I don't know if we've got that itinerary and schedule up on the event page, but please, everybody, continue liking and sharing and say you're going to the event. That really helps us prepare.
Thanks, Rob.
And we will be putting more information up there, like the itinerary with schedule, if you haven't already got that up there.
Reverse. That would be fun to see, a reverse only drag race. Or, you know, like we do that. We do the blindfold fiasco which we're doing that on Friday night, same night as the drags. We'll probably do that before. But we do the blindfold fiasco if you've been to our events, where the driver is blindfolded in a side-by-side and the passenger is not, and they've got to tell them how to navigate the little course and pick up these little objects and stuff in order to get additional, to make their time better, to shave time off and everything. And it would be kind of neat to do like a reverse thing.
It would be fun.
That would be fun.
What if we did like a reverse, the barrel racing? We did a reverse barrel race. That would be fun. And everybody, I said it first, and nobody say that I tried to steal their idea. It was reverse barrel racing, Joe Touche's idea.
Well, maybe we can do that because we are doing the Battle of the Barrels at the graveyard.
So I'm telling you, man, we can have a reverse class. I mean, I'm all for seeing that reverse class. I think it would be interesting. We got a little princess of the deep over here.
Say hi. Hi. So she's excited about the Little Dirty Kids bounty hole as well. She competed for the first time last year. So yeah. Oh, a little razzle dazzle, he said. A little razzle dazzle reverse.
I'm telling you, that would be fun. I know Billy would send it.
Yep. All right, TT, look, Mr. Rob said TT. So thank y'all for joining us tonight. That's what we've got for you guys for the updates. Everything else will be coming out on social media in the coming weeks, I guess, right?
Yeah, once again, you guys, thank y'all so much for all the support. 2024 is our 4th year, and we have obviously over the years grown, and the amount of support going into this year and the amount of social media that we're seeing is just unbelievable. So please keep liking and sharing, and please support us, because that everything that we can do, everything that we can gain support for, we're just going to keep on passing that to our racers. We want to keep this moving year after year after year. This is our long-term goal, and we're committed to you guys. So if anybody would like to come and get on with us as a sponsor partner this year, we've got great packages. We've got year-long coverage, and we put on more events than anybody else in the industry, especially over here in our area on the East Coast. So we're proud of that, and I really think that the value in what we offer for sponsorships is very great.
Yeah, and huge shout out to all the parks that are working with us this year. We've got, we're going to be at Iron Mountain in Georgia, the Graveyard in Jasper, Florida. Then we are at Deep Creek ATV Park here in Linden, Fayetteville area, North Carolina. We're at Busco Beach in Goldsboro. That's our home park. They're under new management, and they are absolutely fantastic. If you've got any questions about anything going on there, call the office. If you have any questions about anything going on at Busco Beach, just give them a phone call. And we also are working with the Rec Yard in Fayetteville, North Carolina. We're going to be there in June for Trucks Gone Wild. And then we've got a series event there again. That kind of coincides with their zombie paintball hate ride stuff that they do in the end of September.
We've got some rabbits in the hat. We've got some tricks up our sleeves, and these events that we have not really announced a whole lot of details on. We promise we are working hard on those. And our first event of the year, if you check out our calendar, which is a non-series event, we're going back to Deep Creek, which is in Linden, North Carolina. And I talked with Brian Fulcher today. The OG snorkel race is what we've called this every year, but the OG snorkel race is going to be very interesting this year. We're going to have a great time. We're going to have a huge kickoff for the opening for the season at Deep Creek. So that's our 3/16 first event on our calendar. And then we go right down to Iron Mountain the very next weekend. And the series is just going to go big. So we're excited about it. And we appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. We're not going to keep rambling on just for the sake of viewers, but please, once again, like and share. Make sure you click going on our event page. And we are super excited about 2024. We've got a lot to still release. We haven't released everything, and we are looking forward to seeing everybody at Iron Mountain.
Hey, Larry, we love you too. We appreciate your support.
Thanks, buddy.
All right, so we'll just close out. I'm going to play the promo video for the she says bye. We're going to play the promo video for the first event, and then we will catch y'all next week. We'll be back, and we'll talk about whatever else we've got to release for y'all next week. But you guys have a good night.
Thank y'all. See y'all.